formalities here, and you have referee Shaboa Amenya, and obviously ensuring that we're going to have a very good game. Kennedy Pentil, Zakari, all of them supporting him. It's Richard Yamwa, obviously, is the captain here for Sekendi Hasaacas. And so Kumasi Asante Goroko will make 3 changes to the team that played against Bechem United. You do have in your setup now, small boy Koba, who's going to play the centre-back position there with Abeku Innocent.
That's solid for Kotoko. They've got a strong man back, Abeku Innocent. The centre-back, there's also right back, Emmanuel Boni replacing the injured Amos Frimpong. And then you've got the midfield pair, that's the trio. Rahim Ayu, Jordan Pokulabi Kumsin, watch out for them. And you can also count on Yusuf Abdulaziz. He's now being the key man up front for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. A lot of power.
Well, definitely. It's Yusuf Basigi, the head coach here of Sekendi Hasaacas, who actually wasn't a happy man when they played against Inter Allied. He lost twice to them, and that one for him was a big disappointment for them, especially so in the FA Cup. But he comes up against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and he's just looking for a win here.
That's what he's craving for, just to get a win to ensure that Hasaacas have got a dream on top. The two sides are separated by 15 points, and Masoudi Dramani very relaxed, confident looking. He knows what he's about. He spoke about the team's mentality in the build-up to this game. We're expecting fireworks here, nothing else.
Obviously, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, 10 points. They have actually opened it in the Premier League table. They definitely have, seems like, Hearts of Lions. Accra Hearts of Oak breathing heavily on their back. And so they have also come here not to taste any defeat, but all that they expect from the team here, or the team in fans, is a rallying support, and that obviously will give them the opportunity to get a win here. It's Kumasi Asante Kotoko now. They obviously know that the task ahead of them is a huge one. They need to get a 3-point. Obviously, that is what they're going to fight for.
I'm loving the atmosphere. The fans around us giving us a lot of feedback, and that's interesting, just close to us. This will be an interesting game, Graham, once again.
So, wherever you are, welcome Africa. This is the Essipong Stadium for week 25 fixture between Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Of course, the home team here is Sekendi Hasaacas. And we're going to start the game. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who will be defending from my left to right, with Sekendi Hasaacas defending from my right to left here. So already spotting the green and white down. That's Hasaacas, Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the all-red outfit. And there we have the likes of small boy Koba. And the back here with Abeku Innocent, a former player in the western side of the country. 2 traditional clubs meeting here today. Kotoko with some bit of telepathy in their play. And they're going to swing the ball into George Owu, who is a former player of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Rahim Ayu also played here at the Essipong Stadium when he played for 11 Ys, who of course have gone on relegation.
For the Hasaacas players, they need no motivation at all to come from anywhere. It's intrinsic. They know what is at stake. They know the pedigree of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and this is the big game. If you're playing for the smaller clubs, this is where you have to show your mettle. This is where you have to prove that you've got a wherewithal to play top-tier football.
Well, interestingly, Rahim Ayu just playing right in front of the back four. Very Kwesing, also a former player of Kumasi Asante Kotoko this afternoon, also will be attacking from the right side. And obviously, we get support up front from Joseph Mugri. And that's a combination that so far has seen Hasaacas in their renaissance in the Premier League.
I like the way Hasaacas have begun very, very aggressive. It looks like that has been the game plan. Anytime they play here at the Essipong Stadium, they tackle the game by the scruff of the neck, and they allow their opponent little time to to breathe at all and think of options. That's what they're doing here. And this man knows much about Hasaacas. Goalkeeper for the side, Joseph Adu, former player of Hasaacas.
Nabi Kumsin managed to get the ball down, but obviously Hasaacas will have lots of support up front. Down in the gym, picked up an injury in the match against Inter Allies. Abeku Innocent, Nabi Kumsin, Richard Impong scored for Kotoko when they played against Hasaacas at the Barbara Sports Stadium during the first round. It's Jordan Opoku playing it up front there with Nabi Kumsin. So far being a very interesting player. I'll send down to the right side, Christopher Bonney here. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko obviously beginning to showcase their real powers here at the Essipong Stadium. Obviously since 1990, Kotoko actually have not lost the game here. Ball swung in again. He's been headed out. Almost country concedes the first corner kick of the game, going away of Asante Kotoko.
I like the response from Kotoko, but good defending there, especially from the wing backs of Hasaacas. First, we saw Isaac Eshon, and then now Amos Crunchy.
Yakubu here, flights it, 4-1, taken here. There's Eric Donko. Whose position actually has been taken over by Benadama. He comes back to win his position. Rahim Ayu, son of legendary Abedi Pele. And again, Hasaacas able to put your passes together, allowing Asante to have a field day. Labi comes in. Christopher Bonny on the right side, trying to send the ball in again, but
I like what Eshen is doing. He's not allowing the crosses to come in. That's good defending. Keep your eyes on the ball.
Strong defensive play from Theophilus Nyame. Labi comes in again. Rahim Ayu picks up the round of Jordan. Yes, Labi comes to waiting just in the ball to pass on it. You see Akubo's been hacked down, and that's going to be a free kick. And Kotoko very much confident playing here. Just talked about the fact that since 1990, 24 years now, Kotoko have not tasted a defeat here. Just watch it again.
Yeah, that's it. Since the Premier League started in 1993, 1994. Hasaacas were in relegation at that time. Joined the top flight in 1996, and since then, they've not been able to defeat Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and that's what they're seeking to overturn. Yeah, rewrite the script.
That's another poor pass. There's a free kick taken by Richard Impong.
It wasn't the best at all from Impong. With that free kick. And that will come as a breather for Hasaacas. But it's not evenly balanced, both sides trying to, look at options to find the opening goal.
Kotoko, senior Senesi here, Richard Impong pull through, then again just winning. And again, you see Aziz just couldn't hold on a tap through. The first one was a poor one.
Heavy control there from this man. He was the savior for Kumasi Asante Kotoko when they defeated Istanbul 3-2 at the Babaya Sports Stadium last month. And ever since, his confidence has been high, and head coach Masoud Dramani has decided to reward him for his work ethic up front. And today he's trying to replicate that, but that touch was very, very poor. Heavy touch indeed inside the box.
In time, Hasaacas also beginning to attack the area of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They've actually had some great wins here at the Essipong Stadium. Hasaacas captain, and of course they are seeing some quality in your side. Meantime, Freddie Kwesi does well to enter the box. Freddie Kwesi sent the ball in, and that's it. Well, side netting, but obviously it could have been the first goal here for second-year Hasaacas. That indeed was a real chance for them. And Freddie Kwesi once again trying to prove a mouthful for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Look at the ball once again. Poor defending coming in, small ball cover. And Abeku Enesin, he went in just at the near post. Nice play.
And again, Freddie Kwesi. Ball already crossing the line, but that indeed is a brighter start to the game by Hasaacas.
Opening 7 minutes, explosive start. And this man has been the tormentor-in-chief, the former Kumasi Asante Kotoko striker, and he wants to punish them.
George Lamte failing to find the run here. Joseph Mogri. And again, Hasaacas could have been up a goal to nil as that ball entered the net.
But there was some excellent goalkeeping there, and also good defending from Enusin, combined with goalkeeper Joseph Ado.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be on the break here. Jordan Opoku waiting patiently for the ball. Slavi comes in. Was overhit there by Jordan.
Kotoko are missing the services of Michael Akufu, injured and also dip in form. And so Rahim Ayu, the man with the ball now, is playing in the unusual holding role, but that tells you about the versatility of the son of the legend Abedi Pele.
Sometimes he could play as a right winger, the left back.
The right back also.
Well, had some pretty poor start to his career, especially when he played in the Belgian league for Standard Liège. Anderson doing so well to get the ball away from danger area, and just watch his run. The centre back, and he definitely shoes away from the danger area. He was brought down by Amos Crunchy, but again, referee Amenya sees there want to be a legal challenge.
No, I don't think so. I would disagree with him. I thought he was felled from behind, but Kotoko have done well to regain possession once again. They are not losing, the 50-50 balls at all. This is how you have to play in an away game.
Again, Issa Yakubu doing so well to get the ball to Christopher. I thought slipping there painfully.
That was a terrible slip there from the right back, Christopher Bonney. He's lost his position, began the season as first choice, but with the emergence of Amos Frimpong, he's down the pecking order. Rahim Ayew now going in with his strength.
He definitely has it.
And he survives.
He does it neatly. And again, just watch the run here of Asante. A clear flush Nyami, who is always playing as a holding midfielder. That's it well for Hasaacas. Would obviously come in and win possession back for the man in green and white. Jordan.
Nice play overall. I told about Kotoko's ability to bounce back and fight for the balls. They are doing that in midfield. Rahim Ayew hasn't been lazy. His efforts complemented by Jordan Opoku, who is also doing well, to ensure that they boss up in midfield and power pressure on Hasaacas.
Christopher Bonney. And Kotoko trying as much as possible to hold on to possession. And again, they will probably lose possession, but again, they have to win it back. Issa Yakubu, the centre forward here for Kotoko, halfway the line. Asante had opportunity here to regain the attack. Then exactly 10 minutes of the game. Hasaacas now, Kotoko now. He sees Aziz. And again, this time he will slip. First round saw the likes of Michael Akufu and Richard Impon scoring for Kotoko. And Frederick Quayson getting the consolation goal for Hasaacas all the way in Kumasi. Kotoko have had some pretty interesting run to the Premier League campaign, having lost some games to Heart of Lions, Liberty Professionals. Now to again win against Bechem United. 2-1 was the scoreline all the way in Kumasi.
Out of 12, points away, playing their last 4 games away, Kotoko have managed just 4 points, and they've lost, in games against in away games against King Faisal they lost, and also to Liberty Professionals.
It's interesting to realize that Emmanuel Ankobia replaces Joe Ajman Jr. He's not really had an interesting game for Hasaacas. Now Richard Impong put through here. Richard Impong, and again giving respect to the centre backs of us against Hasaacas. Kingsley Ajay, easy does it for him.
But Amos Frimpong did well with his run, to track his man down. Impong has got explosive rounds on the flanks.
Watch the Hasaacas players, and they will have the chance here. And Roger Lamte, Joseph Mugri, Frederick Quayson combine effectively just to ensure that they attack Asante Kotoko. And Joseph Mugri equally doing so well.
But I think it was nice recovery there from Rahim Ayew, from midfield, race down to clear down our way. And Hasaacas gradually on top.
This time they still would have to get the ball in. Isaac Ishen is taking over from August Nahimfo. Still Kumasi Asante Kotoko under pressure. And cleared away by small boy Koba. Hasaacas will return the ball again. Daniel Jen. Richard Yamwa. And of course, failing to hold down. Yamwa does well to come back. Lovely recovery from him. Remember, he made the penalty against the Inter in the FA Cup game.
You know, I just love the way Hasaacas are responding to that back-to-back defeat at the hands of Inter Allies. First it was in the league at the same venue in Tema, and then another defeat just last week. And there's opportunity for them to extend their home wins here. Already they've got 9 games won here. The only time they lost was back in September when they were defeated 1-0 by Diana Stars. That was in the 3rd week fixture.
Probably looking at the setup of Hasaacas, and you realize that your safest pair of hands, Giorgio, also was a member of the Asante Kotoko setup some years ago, and back to his mother club, Hasaacas. He is hoping to help them get a respectable position in the Premier League. Of course, they are 4th, and now they try as much as possible to get the ball across. Richard Yamo, the captain, is kicking that one. Christopher Bunny. Now Issa Yakubu, the centre forward here for Kotoko. Halfway the line. Christopher. Rahim Ayu. Spreading play to the left side.
But that wasn't red wall. But it was a nice way to split the game and bring in Eric Donko. But he couldn't read that pass from Rahim Ayu. So far so good. He's doing well in that unusual role, playing as a holding midfielder in the Premier League, with 11 wives playing against the rival club of Hasaacas. He was a winger. With his father's club, Nania FC, plays as a wing back, right back, left back. And today he's playing in that holding role. But there was another opportunity for Hasaacas to punish Kotoko. But this man, Abeku Innocent, came in with some nice policing there on Frederick Quayson.
Lovely ball to Richard Impong. Turns well, Richard Impong. And again, you see the runoff. You see Aziz. Issa Yakubu does well to get the ball in, and that's a real chance to Kotoko. You see Aziz just couldn't connect home the ball from Issa Yakubu. Credit to Asante Kotoko, men up front, trying as much as possible to stretch goalkeeper George Owu, and just watch the runoff for Richard Impong. Lovely play for him. And Impong got the ball in again.
He did well to race with the ball, dummy a little bit, lay it back. Yakubu picked it up, sent in the cross, ferocious one indeed. But that kick, half volley attempt coming in from Abdulaziz Yusuf, just going wide. But that's the warning shot for Hasaacas. You have to be careful what you're doing at the rear. They don't want to be caught, pants down.
And this man's got a brace in their match against Bachem United at the Barbara Sports Stadium. And Asante Kotoko gift this ball away easily. Joseph Mugri. And Kobia's ball in. And once again, Asante Kotoko would escape from the onslaught of against Hasaacas. Rahim Ayu. He's just sitting right in front of the back four. Jordan. Issa Yakubu. Still racing very deep here. Issa Yakubu picks up the runoff. You see. And again, lovely defensive play here from Kinsley Ajay.
Solid one from the centre back. Closed him down inside the box. But Kotoko gradually, bouncing back and growing in confidence. And I like the response from Hasaacas. Very, very, steady defending from the centre backs. Kinsley Ajay, Daniel Ejin, and also support coming in from the wing backs, Amos Crunchy and then Isaac Ishun.
Yakubu picking a spot. Eventually that ball will be flying very high. It's been an explosive start to this game with 25, the first Capital Plus Premier League game at the Essipong Stadium. Hasaacas have picked up some interesting wins here against All-Stars Liberty Professionals. And it's Frederick Quayson trying to release the round of Joseph Mugri. Eventually they get a corner kick, Hasaacas.
By the end, a corner kick. Eric Donko thought it should have been goal kick for Kotoko. And there you go, some fans who've turned up here. It's impressive. The Hasaacas faithful have been in the stadium in numbers, and they've responded well to their size. Good show in the Premier League, 4th on the table. and they deserve this backing.
It's going to kick flown high. And Giuseppado very comfortable, grabbing it mid-air.
Before joining Kumasi Asante Kotoko from Heart of Lions, Giuseppado was in the staples of Hasaacas. For so many seasons was their #1 goalkeeper before the club got relegated, and he moved on.
And Kotoko once again will do it. Bobby Kumsin. It's Jordan Opoku. Essipong. Left side, Amos Crunchy doing so well to close him down and win possession back for Hasaacas. And eventually he would also give it away. Raheem just cutting from midfield. Further creasing. Failing to turn, and he wins a foul here. And again, I have my doubts about this foul here from referee Amenya.
A contentious decision, and you can see the wave inside the stadium responding to the decision, but he's the man in charge. So far so good. I think he's been effective, stamping his authority on the game. That was a foot-high challenge there from Richard Yamwa.
And Kotoko then have to attack by Issa Yakubu, who cutting in field. It's Issa Yakubu, lots of space. You see Fazil's foot through here. And he goes down, referee allows play to continue. That obviously wouldn't count as a penalty, according to Amenya.
I don't think it was a penalty also from the angle. If my eyes, were not deceiving me, I thought it was a clear challenge from Daniel Ejin, and he survived. Scary movement for Hasaacas. Let's see how they respond. But once again, lovely play coming in from Kumasi Asante Kotoko on the break. They look very, very swift with the 3 men up front.
And Freddy facing. We'll have Giuseppe Murgui just in there. Brings the ball back. And again, he'll go down. But an explosive drive from captain Richard Yamwa.
Trademark strike coming in from the captain of Hasaacas. He's now the club's leading scorer. Last week was a bad day at the office for the captain, and this was the tackle inside the box. He clipped him. Kotoko deserves a penalty. It was a challenge on Abdulaziz Yusuf. Amenya just didn't get it right this time around.
Big decision let go here by referee Amenya. And that'll be the talking point. Goal attempt, you have both sides having 2 apiece. Meantime, both send down the left side, Crystal Bonny as well to connect home. And that obviously will be an advantage to Hasaacas. But again, the talking point will be about this particular challenge, Ridwan.
Especially when a referee has been handed a 4-match ban, for putting up a poor display of performance in that game against Heart of Lions. Remember that E.R. Baini has been, banned for 4 matches, taking effect, this round of matches. But hey, I just can't, continue without pointing out the sort of half-baked clearance that came in from Abeku Enison. It was so poor and a schoolboy attempt.
On a kick so far, Hasaacas with advantage here. Well, Mugri could have punished Kumasi Asante Kotoko with that sloppy way of goalkeeping from Giuseppado. Just watch again. He was completely in wonderland.
But nobody was picking him up. Look at Mugri. There was nobody attacking him. All the players were inside the box, and they left goalkeeper Joseph Ejay to chase, for that ball. Kotoko have been left off the hook.
Free kick here to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's Kingsley Ejay. Obviously, would definitely know that he has given away a reckless free kick to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Another tackle from behind. Pretty much of a disadvantage to Hasaacas, but an advantage one to Kumasi Asante Kotoko this afternoon.
They'll miss the services of Michael Akufu. He's used to this territory, used to strike from far, and he's got a lot of power, inside him. But today he's not even, on the bench for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
And again, if you had the likes of Stephen Ojo starting for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, that probably would have been an advantage for them, because then who will be the one to take this sort of free kicks. But Labi comes in is equally good in handing home some goals to Asante from left-footed free kicks. And obviously he'll be the man to take this one. Chance here for Kotoko. Probably will be another way of giving the fans something good to cheer about. Labi comes in.
That was a shoe size, late. It would have been a beautiful goal from the midfielder. He joined the club in January, and that was a nice attempt. Look at it once again. Curled out one in on his left foot. Goalkeeper George O had no idea of where the ball was going to get to, but it was just rising.
I probably thought that he might be giving the geography of the ball with one.
He just couldn't spot it. But nice attempt there from Kotoko.
Frederick racing here. Brings the ball, Hasaacas. What a way to miss the chance. Joseph Mugri had just goalkeeper Joseph Ado right in front of him. He had to just throw his body to the ball.
A bit of miscommunication there between Joseph Mugri and Emmanuel Ankobia. Watched the run from Frederick Quaison, did well to keep that ball in play. And if Mugri had left the ball, Ankobia would have been left with the easiest task of just tapping it inside the yawning net. It didn't happen. And Hasaacas are, beginning to feel that they are capable of getting the opener here. It's been, a seesawing contest here between Kotoko and Hasaacas. Both sides coming close. Just before that chance, we saw the free kick just miss it by inches.
And Kotoko here, and again, it wasn't necessary to give the ball back to Jordan Ayew. I thought that Yusuf could have actually moved forward. Anyway, he had his back facing the goalpost. Jordan Opoku here. And he's so quick on the ball, Jordan. And Dan Legend to safety. He would be. I don't want to put himself in any awkward position here this afternoon.
He picked up that head injury in the FA Cup game. That's on Saturday. And he's got a bandage on.
And Christopher Bonnet sends the ball in again. Kotoko would have a chance. And Richard Yama was trying to go for some stylish kick here. Issa Yakubu was equally there waiting for the ball. Meantime, Hasaacas would have to attack from the mid. And Richard Yama going in for a heavy tackle. They get a sympathy of the referee. And Frederick Quaison cutting so well. Frederick Quaison. And Frederick Quaison will just give it out to Rahim Ayew.
Rahim is doing well, winning the 50-50 balls, and also with his upper body strength, he's able to dispossess them of the ball and giving Kotoko a bit of strength there in the midfield. And they look very, very stabilized, with the three men lined up by Coach Masoud Dramani, Rahim, Jordan, Labi Kumsin.
Would have been a very beautiful pass there, but the offside flag was already up against Labi Kumsin.
Eric Donko, the left back, was on the run. Nice play there coming in, from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. If you just ask me for the summary of the first 26 minutes, I will tell you it's been a festival of misses. Kotoko have come close on several occasions, but they've just not been able to, connect. Likewise, Hasaacas, with Frederick Quaison being the key man up front.
Labi comes in, from a BA Stars player. And again, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Issa Yakubu brings the ball back. And lovely, wonderful, marvelous, and a fantastic play from Daniel Ajin.
He took the ball neatly, with panache, stretch, and now they're on the break now, Hasaacas.
So far, so good for Hasaacas. You have to give credit to Daniel Ajin. Look at where you can find him again. He certainly has moved to the middle part of the pitch, and his defensive qualities. Obviously, the offside flag will be up against Jordan Opoku.
Jordan wasn't an offside position. He should have known better with his experience. That was a nice tackle that came in. Kotoko now stringing the passes together and buoyed on by that attempt. They were close to scoring the opener here, but it was a good save. At the back there, nice defending there from Kingsley J to keep Kotoko at bay.
And once again, Hasaacas have difficulties trying to get the ball away from the danger area. Small boy cover from the Heart of Lions player. And again, watch the Hasaacas players. She's getting a lot of men up front. Now becomes it. Down his soul nicely. Richard Impong moving to the right side here. And then Legend. That's the ball to his trusted goalkeeper, Jojo. And talking about the runs of Kingsley Ajay, he's been a solid at the back there for Hasaacas. Theophilus Nyami.
If you ask me to describe him, he's as fit as a Russian tanker, or as fit as a fiddle. He came in strongly. It was a steel challenge. Decided to keep that one away from the foot of Jordan Opoku. A nice sliding attempt. I would love to watch it over and over again.
Some poor side from some of the players. Probably the two teams would have been up on some avalanche of goals here this afternoon. And the challenger from Labi Kumsin, Joseph Mogri. And Roger Lamte is the one who had to go down there. So far committed. Marcia Asante got up on Hasaacas. So showing some bit of the point there.
Hasaacas have done well, decided to pick themselves up, strongly. And we're talking about their home record, winning their last matches here. They've not lost. The last time they did was back in September, like I did say. And they are still, seeking to grind out results. I told you that they were going to be kingmakers because they are going to play Kumasi Asante Kotoko here, which they are doing now. There's Hasaacas to come, and that's, in a long way will tell how the top four will be arranged. Remember that we understand there's a big game coming up, in the off season. That's where the top 8 teams playing in the tournament, and still Hasaacas will be in to come to party because now they're showing enough that they're capable of being named as one of the best 4 sides.
We are into the half-hour mark of this game here at the Essipong Stadium. Watching Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak. So just ensuring that there's quality. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko cheaply will give the ball away. Roger Lamte. And Roger Lamte still going, very strong.
Nice attempt from Hasaacas. They've not been completely dominated by Kotoko. And Roger Lamte, for me, I think he's an unsung hero in the Hasaacas team. He's featuring week in, week out for the side. What has been missing from this game after 32 minutes has been goals. But everything has been smooth. Chances are being created, just that the finishing has been poor.
Himayu is trying to pick the run of Labi Kumsin. Theophilus Nyami couldn't just hold on to the ball. Musa Yakubu. And Amos Crunchy. A fantastic play from this young chap.
It was a poor control there from Isa Yakubu. Why do you control with your chest when you've got a player in front of you? It doesn't work out.
And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have Richard Impong here. Cuts in to the right. Richard Impong still going. And again, the ball already crossing the line. Nobody really count yet.
He over-caressed the ball. He did well with the control. Intercepted that pass, but then he just had so many touches on the ball inside the area. There was somebody waiting for it. You could see this was a heavy touch on the ball, and nobody to connect, even if that ball, was allowed to continue. But nice play from Kotoko, good response. Quickly they turn defending into attacking, and that's what I like about them. They don't take their foot off the accelerator.
Yakubu probably might have picked up an injury in the process of attacking the area of second-year Hasaacas. Matches after this game, both sides do have some matches to play in the Premier League. We're talking about Essipong Stadium. Marcia Asante have actually seen this place as a very comfortable place to win some of the matches. They've won here against Medjema SC, and they have some other chances against 11 Wise, of course, which they won by 3 goals to 0. That probably was an off-season match. More scrunchy here for Hasaacas. More scrunchy. There's a corner kick. And the referee actually sees that one to be a goal kick.
The right back trying to take some chances here and look at it. He has assessed the options and decided to shoot from far. It was a nice effort, and just on the roof of the goalpost. The fans were expecting a corner kick.
Kotoko will do it so easily. Jordan, Richard Impon here, waiting in the middle to pass the ball. Is Abdul Aziz Yusuf. Impon again, pushed down as a goal kick.
Impon, for me, I think he must avoid those one-on-one contests with Isaac Eshon. He's not won just one of them, and he has to be careful with the way he's losing the balls, inside the area of Hasaacas. He's not been able to punish them. His skills not coming off, well for him. I think he should adopt, the kick and pass play. That will be okay. Just, you break, you pass, and then you move on.
Sometimes it becomes a bit difficult to realize that both sides have had some quality. They've played some interesting matches, both sides. Again, Kotoko and Hasaacas. We're watching them play here at the Essipong Stadium. It has all been an intriguing Premier League encounter. So far, Kotoko would have the idea of going into this game trying to get a win. Once again, the appeal for a penalty will come in the way of Hasaacas. But referee Amenya says no. The argument will continue in the stands here. Small boy Koba is actually to escape from this one.
A bit of dangerous play coming in from the Kotoko centre backs. That was it. There was a push from behind, but I think it was an innocuous one from small boy Koba. He would have found himself on the bench if Kobnedisa is fully fit. And he's getting the opportunity to pair Abeku Enusin, who also is returning from injury.
And again, watch the push here. Smoibo Koba with a touch on the shirt of Joseph Mogui. I was thinking that was going to be a penalty for him. Hasaacas. Harry Donko. It's on the left side, halfway line. Issa Yakubu. And now Rahim Ayew. It's Jordan. Rahim cuts in well. Richard Impon to Christopher Bonney. Will swing this one into Issa Yakubu. As well defended there by Amos Scrunchy. Meantime, Roger Lamptey. We'll see what we just on the left side. Waiting patiently for this ball in the middle side here. It's captain Richard Yamwa. Roger Lamptey has been given another chance here to find space up front for Hasaacas. Another foul here, just halfway the line. Amos Scrunchy. Quickly will effect this free kick for Hasaacas. Isaac Eshon. Yamwa. Plus Nyami. Well, Nyami has actually been very quiet this afternoon. Not been able to impose himself in the game. And once again, Kumasi Asante got a cheap little giveaway, a corner kick.
Yeah, very comical indeed. First, it was with a header, and then, it came in with another poor goalkeeping, skill from Joseph Ado.
Shot this one taking a more scrunchy.
And Hasaacas are not leaving anything to chance. They want to get the opener, and they are trying their best. Just that Kotoko have also been resolute, and they've been doing the same also to Kotoko at the back with their defenders mounting in strong challenges and keeping the Kotoko men up front, at bay.
Essipong, and of course the offside flag is already up against Issei Yakubu.
And the whistle will come in very, very late. Abdulaziz Yusuf is struggling this afternoon, playing as a lead man up front.
Well, I haven't always seen him to be a superstar for Kumasi Asante Kotoko most of the matches played, especially so when you realize that against Istanbul FC, he made his presence count in that goal, of course, which turned out to be the winning goal for Kotoko.
Kotoko have got options, There's Seydou Bansi, who used to be on top of the scorer's chart. He has still got 10 goals, and today he will be starting from the bench. There's also Isaac Boachi, two out-and-out strikers all on the bench. I don't know how Hasaacas will fare if Didi Dramani decides to unleash these two men.
Slavi comes in. Donko. Now Jordan. And some of his dancing moves, trying to get the ball to his man up front. Well defended. And again, back to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So far seen plenty of the ball this afternoon. Just 5 minutes already gone. Or perhaps left here for the game to win in terms of the first half. We've seen plenty of end-to-end action from these two traditional clubs. One from the west and one definitely in the Ashanti region. Labi comes in. Donko. Issei Yakubu. And again, with twist and turn, Issei Yakubu. Waiting for him to be brought down. Harry Donko. And again, poor touch the first time. You're not seeing a lot of the balls this perhaps in the Premier League. Having lost his position to the likes of Ben Adaman and Ochaya. But this afternoon, he makes a return to Kumasi Asante Kotoko after actually playing in the match against Bechem United.
He suffered also injuries, and he's been able to win back his form. And Didi Dramani has, gone back to the status quo, decided to field him. He's come on in leaps and bounds this season. He's improved. Ever since he came to Kotoko, he was not given a chance, but this year he seems to have played more games than ever, and that's where the consistency is coming in, and showing that he's capable of manning the left back slot for the defending champions. He's doing well, at this point in time.
Again, Kotoko just move away from any danger area. Abdulaziz Yusuf going down. Kingsley Ajay. Tidy up things here for Kotoko. Bit of confusion here between the players of Kotoko. Now he comes in. Probably being challenged there by Tiflos Nyami. Meantime, Frederick Quason does well to win possession for Hasaacas. But there was no support from him, allowing the Porcupine Warriors to come back in the game. Eric Donko and Issei Yakubu will definitely want to win possession here. On the left side, there's a lot of space. Labi comes in. Issei Yakubu. And now Jordan Opoku. Christopher Bonny invited. And Isaac Ashan once again mop up things. And now just is a foul here. And Beku Innocent complaining to referee Amenya that he was rather being the one brought down by Frederick Quasing. Interestingly, probably I'd see it as one to be a judo contest between the two sides.
You know, I thought, Abeku Innocent was going to pick up a yellow card for that. It looks like a deliberate foul on Frederick Quasing. Hasaacas were on the break. Look at the attempt once again. Reckless challenge, needless. And this should have been a yellow card.
Frederick Quasing has been scoring some goals here for Secondary Hasaacas. Was on target when they had to play against Wow Stars here. I never saw the likes of Frederick Quasing in terms of their wonderful display at the Essipong Stadium when they played against Inter Allies. Meanwhile, Richard Nkong, who is also down there. So many chances both sides have had, but again, wasting all of them. Coach Edie Dramani, not a happy man at all, especially seeing his side come into the game, hoping to get a wonderful win. Obviously not to count here. Richard Yamwa brings the ball back. Because with a sliding tackle, and a foot-side challenge here.
It was a double-footed challenge, but Amenya was just close to the spot and has whistled before an infringement against the midfielder Theophilus Nyami.
Bicumson doing well to get the ball away. He's on favourable foot here, the right one, and that one will be going wayward.
So Kotoko searching hard, bouncing back, trying to see if they can respond and reply to the attacks they've come under the last few minutes or so from Hasaacas. And this was an unconvincing effort coming in from Bicumson.
Very comfortable, and in time they're trying to ping the ball around. Is Jordan, brings it back to Raheem. Halfway line contact. Eric Donko. Slice it now, Kotoko! And Giorgio will do to win possession for Hasaacas. This is Frederick Quasing. Another contest between himself and Abeku Innocent. Oh, lovely play here from Frederick Quasing. The acres of space right in front. Richard Yamwa's effort. And saved there by small boy Koba. There's a return for Hasaacas. Frederick Quasing. Kotoko this time will steal this possession from Theophilus Nyami, and Richard Impong once again will lead the ball away to the advantage of Secondary Hasaacas. Interestingly, you realize that both sides have actually had some clear-cut opportunities in the first half. There's some seconds to end the first half here. Amos Crunchy. Oh, he has a lot of space down the left side. Asante for Christopher Bonny. Would definitely cheaply give Hasaacas Frederick Quasing, who will cut in here. He drives it, and he goes down.
Credit to Kotoko for fighting hard to keep the scoreline, still at goalless to end the first 45 minutes. It's been explosive, nice play. But I think the best game in the half was that tackle, sliding challenge from Kingsley J. The defenders of Kotoko have struggled a little bit. Jordan Opoku also came close, trying to score. Amos Crunchy also tried his attempt, and goalkeeper Joseph Ado was at hand, to come in with a set-minute save that could have been goal #1 at the near post. Jojo, with the experienced man, had very little troubles there dealing, with the balls. But overall, I think Hasaacas will end the first half slightly on top, and they will be the side that will bounce back with a little bit of confidence that they're capable of winning this game. Kotoko have done what's needed most to keep a clean sheet at halftime, playing as they are waiting.
Well, you obviously will be looking at a lot of controversies in the first half, thinking that Hasaacas or perhaps Asante, one of them might have had a penalty, which of course referee Amenya simply denied both sides, but that's the reserve or the bench of second year Hasaacas, probably thinking that they should have actually got some goals in the first half. Chidiyama, the captain of Hasaacas, was very confident they're going to get a big win against Kotoko. And so there's been lots of action, end-to-end action between both sides. And Asante Kotoko seen plenty of the ball in the first half. Both sides have actually worked very hard. At the interval here at the Essipong Stadium, it's Asante Kotoko and second year Hasaacas. Hasaacas nil, Kotoko nil.
All right.
As you see, the likes of Richard Essipong has been very wasteful up front for Asante Kotoko.
No, I don't think they were wasteful. I think, Hasaacas were rather, solid and resolute, coming in with some steady defending. And you can see the conference there between Felix Tamaklu, the assistant coach in the black, cap, alongside you see Basigi, and then the team manager of Hasaacas in a bit of a conference to strategize for the second half. Goals have been scanty. Week 25 fixtures, only 4 goals scored so far. Hasaacas losing by a goal to nil at halftime, and then Bechem United, Augustine Okra scoring his 12th goal as Bechem lead New Debiasi by a goal to nil. The rest of the matches are all, in goalless scoreline as we speak now.
Ready for the second half to start here at the Essipong Stadium. Both sides have actually worked very hard in terms of putting the brakes on their incessant attack. The second year Hasaacas with Freddie Quasing and Giuseppe Mulgrew ready to start the second half. And there we go for it. Referee J. Amenya ensuring that there's sanity in the game. No yellow card to either side. And Rahim Ayu has been playing just in front of the back four for Asante Kotoko, probably a different position or sort for him. Has done it so well in the first half. Meantime, Eric Donko here. Probably want to send this ball into the man up front. And obviously picking the hands of goalkeeper George O.
I'd like to see some changes, especially in Kotoko's department at the striking area. Seydou Bansi, who is their top scorer with 10 goals, must come on because Abdulaziz Yusuf has not been able to deliver.
Meantime, Abdulaziz Yusuf and Kingsley Ajay. And that's a reckless challenge.
There's a cynical, savage one. And this one has been lenient for the first half, or was lenient in the first half. But will come up with a yellow card on Theophilus Nyame. A needless challenge, cynical approach, and you can see the fans, you can see harsh words for Theophilus Nyame. I don't know what's running through his mind now or his head, but it was a needless tackle. A steal up approach. Look at it, just went in. Ow! I don't think Labi Kumsin will be able to continue play. This tackle is so cynical, and he's, if referee Amenya has spotted it well, it would have been a straight sending off for Theophilus Nyame.
Obviously, that's a straight sending off challenge here. And Labi Kumsin has really been a fit player for Asante Kotoko in recent times. Picking up this salvage challenge or attempt here to win this game. Kotoko will have a free kick. And it will bent, pushed away by goalkeeper George O. And he'll go down with a challenge to him, especially on the wrist. And quickly he will come up.
And he was hit by small ball Koba, who was up in the air to contest for that flying ball, dinked in from the free kick. You see, Basigi cannot afford to suffer third straight defeat in all competitions.
And Kumasi Asante Kotoko can't afford to drop a point, especially knowing that Hearts of Lions are breathing very hard on your neck.
And that's a nice approach there from Lions. The underdogs before the start of the season, nobody gave them the dogs chance, but it looks like they are sneaking in through the back door. And currently, in their game being played, it's goalless between them and the Gianna Stars.
No. Frederick Quasing, still going very strong. Frederick Quasing. And obviously we'll have to lose this one for Kotoko to begin the attack from the right.
He was crowded out inside the box. I think maybe he should have shot in anticipation for a goal. He didn't do that. And they'll pick up the pieces nicely, Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Jay has always been very resilient at the back here for Hasaacas. And Kobia will just lose it out to Christopher Bonny.
He did well with the tackle, nice one, kept his eyes on the ball and dispossessed him. But I like the replies from Hasaacas. They've been cutting away the passes being sent in from midfield from Kotoko. You need to be very, very alert to do that, and they're doing it with perfection so far.
Himayu here for Kotoko. Off with the centre line. He's been brought down.
A heavy push from behind. And it looks like the Hasaacas players in the second half, the opening minutes, are becoming overly physical. And that was a push there, straightforward push from Joseph Mugri.
Free kick now to Kotoko halfway down the centre line. And Rahim Ayew would obviously going for a big butch here, which of course wouldn't really do anything harmful to Hasaacas.
This wasn't football, this was rugby.
Start in the Premier League, Hasaacas have actually had some difficult moments. They have been able to work very hard, especially so in the second round. There's Ankobia here. Obviously, we're trying to see the run of Frederick Quasing. Swamboy Koba doing a good job to tidy up things for Kotoko at the back. Rahim Ayew here. Eric Donko. Jordan. Beku Anderson. He's seen a lot of partnership work effectively with himself and Kobner Dusay. Anderson, clumsy challenge, you go down. And Frederick Quasing with possession. Anderson picking up a yellow card here for another clumsy challenge on Frederick Quasing. Again now, it was a lazy way of clearing the ball, Abeku Anderson.
He's coming back from injury. I think he's lost a bit of his sharpness, and his athleticism. That was a poor one coming in from Abeku Anderson. Before the Chan tournament, we talked so much about him, played well, versatile, and look at it once again, needless, an orthodox way of defending. I think he deserves the yellow card. In the first half he survived, wasn't booked for another rough challenge on the same man, Frederick Quasing, but this time round Aminya will punish him.
Now that's a real chance here for Richard Essipong. He digs the ball over, and again, what a way to miss!
Essipong just can't keep it straight and well angled. Goalkeeper Giorgio was off his line. It was a neat through ball. Look at it, route one football from goalkeeper Joseph Ado. It was headed down, and then Essipong just didn't come in with a proper direction. It wasn't accurate enough for the opening goal. This is the closest we've seen so far, trust me.
Shows the right option. And again, the ball just having a different idea. And just can't get the goal here for Kotoko. Abdelaziz, you see. Doing so well to run away from his marker. Then again. To the right side. It's Yakubu. Now he comes in. And once again, it's a heavy clearance here from Emmanuel Kobia.
He's doing a bit of overtime there, the winger assisting the defenders to clear their lines. And Kotoko now turning on the attacking machinery. A bit of shoving inside the box. Issa Yakubu has been penalized. Once again, the bad guy. It's a big innocent.
Interesting. A free kick just in the centre circle here. And second year Hasaacas very much a confident team, especially so when they're playing at home. We talk about the traditional teams in the Premier League, and you can't take away second year Hasaacas. And once again, further creasing.
Poor connection inside the box, and that has been the problem of today's game. The finishing has been poor from both sides.
And Jordan will pick it up from where Issa Yakubu left up. Labi comes in.
I think Labi comes in is struggling from that cynical challenge he suffered from Theophilus Nyame, and limping a little bit.
Further creasing. Beku innocent. That's well to win possession here. And small boy Koba will mop up the floor here for Kotoko. How many corner kicks have you not seen Hasaacas play in this game?
They're getting all the corner kicks and unable to utilize them. But once again, nice play there from the experienced man, Frederick Quayson. He's winning all the one-on-one contests with Abeku Enusin.
And again, corner kick taken, rightly so, headed out by Rahim Ayew. And Hasaacas now on the ascendancy. Emmanuel Kobia with a throw in here. Whips one in it, and Josefado off his line.
And this time around with ease, he clutches that one in mid-air. It was a nice kick that was, glided in, but the goalkeeper was alert.
Hasaacas, a little man just on the middle side. Christopher Bonney. Again, Asante Kotoko obviously will be under barrage of attack for second year Hasaacas. Emmanuel Kobia will make way here for Samuel Afo. And the first substitution in the game, in the way of Hasaacas.
They're doing well. Kobia has not had the best of games today, and with Samuel Afo, he's got a speed, a skill, and also can be an additional bite up front for Hasaacas. That will mean that they'll get as many as 4 players, with attacking attributes up front for Hasaacas. Afo will now join Joseph Mugri, Roger Lamte, and then Frederick Quayson. I think Kotoko will be struggling if they fail to keep an eye on this substitute.
And again, Hasaacas will have a real chance here, and they win a corner kick.
And that's when the pressure starts compounding. The clearance didn't come in strongly there, from Christopher Bonney.
So far, 7 corner kicks to 1 for Kotoko in this game. The attacking instinct of second year Hasaacas is obviously back this afternoon.
I think they've been blunt. We've not seen any crazy or wild attacking moves there from Hasaacas. They like pinging the ball around.
Corner kick here for Hasaacas. Probably have to do something here this afternoon. Issa Yakubu set up. And back to Hasaacas. They still have more men forward. Now, Jordan will pick it up nicely for Kotoko to turn defense into attack. And Asante Kotoko will find Issa Outdo Aziz Yusuf here. He cuts in. And again, George Owu will be the savior here for Hasaacas.
Brilliant goalkeeping. You know, there's talk about him making it in Ghana's squad to the World Cup. This was just superb. But credit to Abdulaziz Yusuf on a break. Kotoko was swift. The pass came in deliciously. And look at the connection. Just didn't take it on a one-time basis. Issa Yakubu did well to lay the pass. Aziz controlled further and then slotted one. But then it was the stretched legs of goalkeeper Giorgio that ensured that the scoreline remained the same. Kotoko now have turned on the heat.
It was a swift counter-attack here from the Porcupine Warriors. Interestingly, it was a corner kick. Jordan and Issa Yakubu winning possession for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And just within a split of a second, had to turn the heat on. Second year Hasaacas. Richard Young, the captain, already down. Probably picked up an injury in the process to defend the attack from Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Now, I've always talked about how Kotoko are playing with a sort of title-winning know-how, and this is just one of them. You know, you just have to punish your opponent when you're on the break, and they were very, very swift. Just that goalkeeper Giorgio was alert.
The Premier League is Kumasi Asante Kotoko's to lose.
You know, that's what we've heard over and over again. And you know, Didi Jomani, the head coach, says realistically, you know, they will be champions, but technically they are not there yet.
So corner kick quickly taken, and the goal has been scored here. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and that obviously is Issa Yakubu. Corner kick taken, well bent, and it's in. Fantastic drive for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
You know, brilliant stuff. I told you that yes, Kotoko were on top form. You know, after mounting that counter attack. And just on the hour mark, the goal has been scored. And the players of Hasaacas in a bit of disbelief. And the fans will go bananas. Issa Yakubu, the midfielder, has headed Kotoko into the lead. Look at the corner kick that came in. It looked very, very scruffy. And the Hasaacas players complaining that it was, you know, a handball. But from replay, nothing of that sort happened. And the connection from Issa Yakubu is legitimate and it will stand. Kumasi Asante Kotoko have taken the lead. And dismissing fears that they are capable of being overtaken, or as it were, the gap being closed, you know, by Heart of Lions, who are also leading Aduana Stars by a goal to nil with Mohamed Raziro, who just scored for Kumasi Asante for Heart of Lions. So Issa Yakubu is the first to score here.
And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have scored their 34th goal in the Premier League. And secondly, Hasaacas have conceded 22 goals in 25 matches.
You know, incredible stuff. You know, they were backpedaling for the opening, you know, minutes of this game. But just when it mattered most, they decided to turn on the attacking machinery, and they've been profited.
And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have taken the lead here. Hasaacas nil, Kotoko 1. And so the Essipong Stadium is certainly a very good place to be at this afternoon. Scruffy probably might have to describe it that way. And the most important thing here is the Porcupine Warriors have taken the lead in this game. They could have scored about 3 or 4 goals in the first half had Abdulaziz been able to get a little bit of a focus. Hasaacas with Theophilus Nyame will try to get this ball straight in. Brought back nicely by Amos Crunchy. And a hefty clearance here from Christopher Barney back to Hasaacas. Theophilus Nyame again.
You know, Hasaacas are beginning to respond positively, and they are making incursions now. You know, I think the scoreline is unfair for Hasaacas. You know, they've given their all. They've shown enough fist. You know, they've played well. You know, they've been able to defend solidly as well. Just that the finishing hasn't been, you know, that fine from the likes of Freddie Quason, Joseph Mugri, and then Roger Lamte. All said and done, you get punished when you least expected it. Kotoko have been smart and alert. They've been, you know, rewarded with that sort of fine play. You have to keep your eyes on the ball, like I say every time. And Kotoko are just doing that. playing with a sort of, title-winning know-how, and they know how to do it. They know how to get out of trouble easily.
Hasaacas will reply the goal scored there by Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And obviously captain Richard Yamwa is out of the game, and Tennyson Opoku would have to replace him. It would probably be a sad story for Hasaacas.
I think he pulled a muscle, in that counter-attack, and can no longer continue play. And so had to be replaced. But the substitute equally good, and that's the captain, Richard Yamwa, in pain.
Samuel Arthur's effort and drive at the near post will never threaten goalkeeper Cristofado.
Wasted efforts there.
Well, I've always said that Kumasi Asante Kotoko have always been very comfortable playing at Essipong Stadium.
Never lost a match. We thought Hasaacas were going to rewrite the script, but it looks like, from what we're seeing here, they will need more, to ensure that they overturn the scoreline now. It's now 1-0 in favor of the visitors, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But Hasaacas are not giving up yet. They're still fighting hard.
Almost scrunchy on the right side. It would have to cut in this ball. Dinks it over everybody. A big Quinison dropping it, but was able to win possession. Back free kick here to Hasaacas.
Nice opportunity there. Glorious run coming the way of Hasaacas to at least get the leveler here. That's from some 22 yards. It's a free kick awarded. Hasaacas, and their perseverance is beginning to pay off. I told you, ever since the ball went into their net, they never dropped their heads down. They've been keeping a high, their heads high, and trying to see whether they can catch Kumasi Asante Kotoko again on the road and get, the equalizer.
And we have a chance here. Second year Hasaacas to get equalizer in the game. Tennyson Opoku, his drive brought back by goalkeeper Josepado, straight to goalkeeper Josepado, and now watch it. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Abdulaziz, you see, the one-on-one contest, push from behind, and Amenya says play must continue. He sees that one to be a legal push.
You see, if he's not feeling, he's been handed a raw deal. But there's an injury worry there on the turf. It's Kingsley Ajay, who is in pain. But I think all talk before this will be about the free kick that came in from Tennyson Opoku. It was a ferocious one. And a bit of, misunderstanding between referee and the goal scorer, Isa Yakubu, trying to tell him that I'm the one in charge. I think the Kotoko players, were trying to protest referee Amenye's decision to overlook that tackle on Abdulaziz Yusuf, inside the half of Hasaacas. And Kingsley Ajay is in pain, and goalkeeper Jojo, who saved Kotoko just a couple of minutes ago. Look at the free kick, powerful one, and it was punched back into play. It looked a little bit, careless, because you don't parry, balls like that into play. A follow-up shot would have been something else for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But all said and done, nice save there to deny Tennyson Opoku, that goal scoring attempt. So the scoreline will still stand, and Kotoko inching to victory.
Country will drive from the right side. Sliding tackle here from Labi comes in. Actually not over yet for second year Hasaacas in this game. They probably would have to score a goal here. Joseph Mugri would have to spread play down the middle side. Theophilus Nami. Further Kwesi. There's another free kick. Which of course helps to see this one to be another reckless one by Rahim Ayew.
He went in heavy there. And I think he's also picked up an injury in the process. But then Frederick Quayson has been the most tackled player, in this match. He's been picking up knocks. Anytime he gets the ball, he gets, a tackle from the players of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. He chested it up in the air, and look at the strong one. Bam! Just went straight into him. And Aminya was just, close to the spot.
Frederick Quayson played for Segania Hasaacas. He played the likes of Samuel Nkum Harris now for all of them. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Well, the goal here scored there by Issa Yakubu with a simple tap from him.
The ball, I think it bounced up the turf, and then fortuitously, touched the foot of Issa Yakubu, and it was goal number 1. There you go, the midfielder.
And Hasaacas will have another free kick here. Issa Yakubu just in the 59th minute. It's just Pardo. Hasaacas, Tenesino Poku. He flopped a free kick early on, and now he wants to go for this one straight to the human wall. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It was a similar incident. We led to the goal by Kotoko, but this time Hasaacas free kick. Richard Essipong, yellow card.
It was a late one, a sliding challenge on Amos Crunchy, and Essipong will pick up Kotoko's second yellow card of the game. The timing was wrong, but credit to Amos Crunchy, he was as fast as a hare. Look at him, snapped away, and then Essipong just didn't get the ball, went straight into the man.
Labi Kumsing is on the turf here.
I think he's complaining of dizziness. Prevented that free kick from, getting to the target. I think he's had a decent game, Labi Kumsing. In the first half, came in with a superb, well-curled free kick, which makes the goal by inches.
Scratches ball, goalkeeper. Savado couldn't have a hold on to that ball. Jordan drops it. It's now Abdulaziz Yusuf. Well stopped there by Kingsley Ajay. Kingsley Ajay has always been the boss man at the back for Hasaacas.
That's tower defending there coming in from the centre back. And the Kotoko captain, who is Jordan Opoku, a bit furious with refugee Aminya, expecting a foul in his favour.
Matches so far been played in the Premier League, the first Capital Plus Premier League. Segania Hasaacas, if they're able to pick up a defeat in this game, that will be their 10th so far, and probably Kumasi Asante Kotoko hoping to get their 17th win in the Premier League.
And this will also be their second home defeat this season. Nice recovery there from Abeku Innocent. This time round, prevented the ball from reaching Roger Lamte.
Abeku Innocent will definitely get a red card, and he's out of the game with this reckless challenge in the box. And he will give Segania Hasaacas a penalty.
Benjamin, trust me, this was needless. We've talked about how casual Abeku Innocent has been, especially in this second half. And he will be sent off for 2 yellow card offense. Aminya is delaying with it, but finally the red card is up. And Abeku Innocent has let his Kotoko players down, at least for now, because they've given Hasaacas, or he's given Hasaacas, an opportunity to get the leveler here on 72 minutes.
Abeku Innocent has actually been Pretty much of a disappointment to Kotoko, and just watch the challenge. It was a reckless one.
I don't know, the ball was in the air and he went in for a sliding challenge. Look at it once again. There was nowhere or no way he was going to get, control of that ball. For me, I think it's bad defending, a bit of miscalculation from the centre back. And the man born in Takrady or in second D has returned home with Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And what a way, to finish a game, to be sent off after only 72 minutes.
And he's actually very disappointed for what he's done. He simply can't believe it. He makes a return to his home ground and just watch the penalty here between Tenesino Poku. He drives it home safely into the roof, and that's the equalizer here.
Nice penalty taken by the substitute. Did well to plunge that one, a firm one indeed. And there you see the fans of Hasaacas. They are in their numbers, and their perseverance paid off finally. He took it well. Goalkeeper Joseph Ado completely beaten. Went to ground early, and the ball the other side. Nice penalty kick from the substitute, Tennessee Opoku. Game on now.
Asante Kotoko conceded a penalty when they played against Heart of Lions. Conceded a penalty when they played against Betchem United. And now conceded another penalty here against the Hasaacas. 1-1 is the scoreline here at the moment. And Asante Kotoko probably have issues at the back without their regulars. Once again, Hasaacas probably trying to take advantage of Asante Kotoko. Will certainly have a man down. Samuel Apple is down. Reaching at box over Asante Kotoko.
When Kotoko scored the goal, I told you that the scoreline, has been unfair to Hasaacas, because for me, I think they're playing well and deserve at least a goal. And their perseverance, their push for the equalizer finally paid off after 74 minutes, winning a penalty, given away cheaply, by the defender Beko Innocent, who also picked up his second yellow card of the game, and so, has been sent off. And this man, Tennessee Opoku, was the man who converted a spot kick.
Final quarter of the game left here at the Essipong Stadium. And obviously, it's Asante Kotoko have actually considered the third penalty here. And another free kick here.
Kotoko will have to find, means, think, and also dig deep to ensure that they are able to at least keep the scoreline now, at 1-1. Tennessee Opoku on the run, and Jordan Opoku going in for the tackle. Once again, it looks like frustration and setting in for Asante Kotoko.
Tempest currently flaring up at the moment at the Essipong Stadium. Probably how they say it's a high tension game between the two sides. And Asante Kotoko will certainly have their lead. Surprisingly well defended there by Hasaacas, and they have a free kick quickly taken out again. Theophilus Nyami sends it back to Tennessee Opoku. They have the advantage, Hasaacas, and they have to calm more pressure. Mr. Yakubu as well to clear his lines and straight to Hasaacas. This is Isaac Ashan on the left side. Samuel Apple. Cover just on him. Nicely done. And again, the header will come out from Asante Kotoko. They simply have come into a lot of pressure here from Hasaacas.
And you should see the stadium is gonna go The fans standing under pressure. You know, they just found their voices again and spurring their team on. Nines. Should I say supporting coming in from Hasaacas. And they're doing well to keep their players on their toes, not to lose concentration. They need a win badly to ensure that they have their top four status, intact. And there you go, the substitution will come in. Masoud Dramani will respond to that sending off of Abeku Enusin. So he's brought on a centre-back, Ohini Brenya, who is the junior captain of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And he stepped in. Labi Kumsin has been sacrificed.
Scratches ball in. Goalkeeper Joe comes out. And lovely. He's collecting the ball in mid-air.
Exquisitely he does that, picks it up nicely. But I think Hasaacas have got an upper hand now. They've got one man, more than Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and that must count. Credit must go to Hasaacas. That normally when teams get promoted from the second tier league, they find it very, very difficult to find their feet. But then Hasaacas has been swift. They've adjusted well, and I think it's a testimony that yes, they are one of the biggest clubs in the country, and also they've got that traditional backing as well, and they are doing it in style now this season, still ensuring that they are capable of finishing in the top four.
We'll have to give credit to the likes of Yusuf Basigi, who's brought a lot of confidence into the team. That's a drive here from Roger Lamptey. Kotoko doing so well. Should get the ball away, but so far it's back. Hasaacas. They obviously need a second goal here. And Ohini Brenya doing so well to stop the runs of Samalafo.
And Masoud Dramani is in hot waters, trying to get his side technically and tactically disciplined, for the remainder of this game. I think for now, Kotoko will be glad if, the points are shared. 1-1 each will be a fair one for them.
And so far, just watched it. Hasaacas have actually been up the last 5 minutes in terms of possession.
79-21. I think this is dominant football from Hasaacas. They are dominating everywhere. And now with a man down, Kotoko are able to mount the sort of attacks they were doing by the start of the second half.
And Abdulaziz, you see, has actually visited the turf a number of times. Frederick Quasing here and small boy Koba. And Koba does well to win the challenge away from Frederick Quasing.
I think he went down easily, and Amenya wouldn't, be conned by some of these things.
And Jordan. There's another poor pass here to Richard Impong.
Football is all about mentality. I told you that, the way Hasaacas responded to the goal they conceded, it just gave me some amount of evidence that they are capable of bouncing back. And, once said and done, they've done that, at least for now, snatch the equalizer from the spot.
Just 9 minutes to end the game here at the Essipong Stadium. And the response here will come in from coach Idi Dramani, taking out Abdulaziz Yusuf and bringing out Saidi Bansi, a former player of Prisco Minis, 7 United all the way in Tema, Midland FC. He moved on to New Biasi, powered them to the Premier League in 2009 and 2010. His first Premiership experience, Saidi Bansi scored 11 goals to finish top scorer. Second. And of course also realizing that how to move to Bushwan Dwarfs, where he scored to also ensure that they stay in the Premier League. Rahim Ayew, Christopher Bonny picked it up on the right side. Lovely ball to Saidi Bansi. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And
You
this
know,
time, Richard Impong.
poor connection there from Impong. He's seen, most of the balls in both halves, in the first and second half. And look at that, the cross once again from Christopher Bonnet. It was a well-received pass from Rahim Ayew. But then the connection leaves much to be desired. Not perfect and accurate from Richard Impong. So then I would like to talk about the substitution, bringing on Seydou Bansi. He's got a lot of runs and also energy, can do some work up front, keep the centre-backs busy. Kingsley Ajay and Daniel Edging. If I were Didi Jomani, though, I would have brought on a midfielder, to tighten the midfield a little bit and leave, Yusuf Abdulaziz Yusuf up front. But then he's gone for the other option. Let's see how it'll work out for him. 7 minutes or less to see if they can pick a point from this game.
And Giorgio Muriemi Patera with the support here from his centre-backs. Now Lajin and that of Kingsley Ajay. Meantime, Kumasi Asante will double up in midfield. Roger Lamptey. He's tearing away. A chance here for Kotoko to come back in the game. I've probably seen the likes of Issa Yakubu, Rahim Ayew, Jordan Opoku. All of them trying to support Kumasi Asante in midfield. Occasionally getting Christopher Bonnet to also join them. And a free kick here to Hasaacas.
And Rahim Ayew stating his innocence. He thought it was a legal challenge. He won the ball fairly.
Substitution to second year Hasaacas. John Ahu.
And he's a serious substitute, John Ahu. Lost his place in the starting lineup, but gets to play in every game by coming on, in the second half. And he's replacing Frederick Quayson, the sharp man there. So a bit of alteration up front for Hasaacas. Samolapo now will lead the attack, and then John Ahu, who just came on, will be playing from the wings.
The free kick scenario here, 5 minutes ago. Can Hasaacas actually come back in the game? The scoreline still by most of them seeing the ball, especially Hasaacas. And effectively, you realise that Hasaacas not done a good job, not giving up at all when the goal came in. Seydou Bansi doing well to win possession here for Kumasi Asante. Very strong on the ball. Seydou Bansi, Richard Impong takes it up to the right side. Jordan Opoku does well to swing this one in, and Seydou Bansi was the target there.
Not convincing at all from Jordan on the break. He had two players to pick out in the box. But then his cross just went over the touchline, and goalkeeper Giorgio comfortably had to deal with that one.
Hasaacas trying to take advantage of the absence of Abeku Enusin. Numerically down in terms of the numbers for Kotoko. No more scratching that Samalafu here. John Ahu. Well, trying to cut in nicely. Allowing Kotoko in Donko. Allows the ball to bounce on the turf. And Richard Impong equally wasn't able to pick up. And now Hasaacas will be comfortably piling pressure here on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now, they have the men to do a battle. Tenesino Poku will drive this one. Out he goes there.
This time round the goal scorer didn't get it right. Trying to see if he can score from far, but the clock is just ticking, and it looks like both sides will settle for a one point each. the game will be heading for a draw, but there's more to play for in football. 3 minutes, a lot of things can happen, right?
And Godfrey Asante receiving some pep talk here from coach Dramani for his introduction to the game. There's Jordan and Isaac Ashen. Bansi and then Lajin. 2 minutes and some seconds to end the game here at the Essipong Stadium. Very confident in the ball, Roger Lamptey. Asante Kotoko not giving up, but again, Joseph Mugri picks up Roger Lamptey on the right side here. Hasaacas on the ascendancy. And again, was actually overkicked there by Roger Lamptey. 25 matches already played in the Premier League. This probably will be the 3rd draw for Asante Kotoko, and this will probably be the 6th draw for Sekendi Hasaacas.
This was a sort of substitution I would have expected from head coach Masoud Dramani early on. He's now bringing on Godfrey Asante, a battling midfielder, to tighten the midfield, and Richard Impon has been withdrawn. And so for Didi, what he will do is that he'll keep the game very, very compact and try to see that this game ends in a draw. There's nothing to lose. You finish the game with a point and then with 10 men.
Waiting for additional time in the game this afternoon at the Essipong Stadium. Bansi, Jordan. Mise Yakubu. And Kotoko will definitely have to cool things down. Eric Donko. Final touch was pretty poor. Asante Kotoko and Hasaacas will be doing 4 minutes of additional time.
That's a lot, for both sides, and especially for Asante Kotoko, who are playing with one man down and also reeling under, immense pressure.
And Hasaacas have had the advantage this afternoon, playing against Asante Kotoko. It's Tennessee Opoku here, drifted to the right side, and again, Samalafu failing to read the lines. A bit of a concern here to Asante Kotoko probably would have to do with the fact that they've actually conceded 3 penalties in 3 games in the Premier League, against Hearts of Lions, against Bechem United, and of course in the match, which of course a lot of people thought that Asante Kotoko probably will get a win. It was not to be.
It's simple because they are just having so many players play at the back. There's no Kwabena Dusay at a point in time. There's Kwabena Dusay. There's no Abeku Innocent. So the partnership has been a problem. You don't have a constant back four, and that's what is working against Asante Kotoko. They need to have settled men who are fully fit. They can rely on. Tomorrow is Ben Adama, who's playing as left back. The next match you've got Ochaya playing, and now is the young star Eric Donko who is playing. A bit of alteration with the back four of Asante Kotoko. That, for me, I think that will be my analysis on the matter.
Hasaacas with a real chance here, probably to get a chance to score, and again Roger Lamptey flying that one. What a disappointment it is for Hasaacas. And that's Joseph Mugri, who had the pass there from Roger Lamptey. But again, instead of taking his time to dink that ball over goalkeeper, Joseph Aldo was off his line. He decided to go for power. There's nobody to connect home some of the effort there from Seydou Bansi. He's been the lone ranger up front for Kotoko. A lot of men up front there, especially though in the middle. Rahim Ayew will go down quickly. And this time we get the sympathy of referee Amenya. Effectively, Kumasi Asante Kotoko conceding their 19th goal in the Premier League after scoring 34 in 25 games.
You know, I like the statistics of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They've scored, 33 goals and conceded 19, 34 and conceded 19. They've got a huge positive goal difference. That will be 16.
Headers coming in this game. Just some seconds to end the game, especially. Hasaacas have had the possession after having a big coup. Enos is sent off. And in terms of doing something with the ball, it's pretty much been a difficult work for them. In the meantime, they do have an advantage on the near side. Roger Lamte here for Hasaacas. Retrieves the ball back to Theophilus Nyame. On the left side is Isaac Ishan. And now John Ahu turns well. Theophilus Nyame. And again, that'll probably be the last effort here from Hasaacas, who obviously have done a good job to score 26 goals and concede 22 in the Premier League. And this is Hasaacas' 6th draw in 25 games. And this is the 3rd draw for Kumasi Asante Kotoko in 25 games. And referee J.A. Amenya blasts his whistle for what has been described as a very interesting game. Lots of fireworks, but Kumasi Asante Kotoko very much disappointed. It was Issa Yakubu who gave the Porcupine Warriors the lead after 59 minutes, but they didn't know that Hasaacas has something up their sleeves. It was Abeku Enusin who clumsily had to foul Roger Lamte in the box and give an opportunity to Hasaacas for a penalty, which was excellently delivered by Tennessee Opoku. And so Hasaacas will be pretty much excited to at least have actually gotten a draw in this game here at the Essipong Stadium, and it still will remain a side that has never been defeated at the Essipong Stadium. And Coach Didramani very disappointed that at least he did not get a win here. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko is being the team that has actually not lost a game at the Essipong Stadium.
So the history will be maintained here. So Kotoko will still keep, that record of not, being defeated by Hasaacas since 1996, when Hasaacas, regained their status as a top-flight side. And Tennessee Opoku came off the bench and then planted that penalty on 74 minutes. Issa Yakubu credited with that goal. Nice one. Inadvertently the ball struck his foot and then went straight into the net after Hasaacas, failed, to defend the corner kick that was whipped in, in the 59th minute. For Kotoko, they'll go on, very, very satisfied with 10 men. They've been able to avert defeat, and they will earn a point from this game. So it's still the dream on course for them to retain the title.
And so definitely very much excited to have played a good game here at the Essipong Stadium. Scoreline is second year. Hasaacas obviously doing a good job to maintain their respectable position as a team that has never lost a game at the Essipong Stadium. They are 4th on the Premier League log, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko will continue to be there. Hasaacas 1, Kotoko 1.
All right, so it's finally over here at the Essipong Stadium, and what a game it has been, really living up to its billing, and lots of excitement by ending at the